So we're gonna have another video tonight. Now we actually can see the time though, we have a easier measurement. It's gonna be about what do we want, what is desirable, what is the natural amount of desire, and what is the craving we can have for we actually understand that all the wishes and the demands that we can come across during the daytime, maybe also during nighttime, but how can we have a natural amount of desire, and what do we actually desire?
It's a question that I really can't answer, for there's no one size fits all. Desires are emotions. Some of them are unfulfilled emotions. Some of them are longing for past emotional gratification. So when you get into what were the exact words you use? What are the natural?
Yeah, like you can like a sane approach to what you want to have in your life, or what you like we have so much things that we can actually buy what we are strong at and all that stuff. Yeah, that's one thing. But I mean, if we can settle that down, that craving for all those buyable things, we still come across some desires or some wishes that everybody has. Of course, they're just separate. Or maybe
Name one. Let's get specific. Let's see if the audience, listening audience, they watch this particular video, respond to it in resents of comments or things along that line. So give me an example, a direct example.
Well, some could be food.
What is your question regards food?
I mean, yes, some people might say, yeah, we are here to eat meat. Some say we are just not here to kill anymore. We become vegan, so that's one process I'm actually learning here during the last weeks. And I just figure out that my desire for that taste or this texture or whatever this is that was driving me to eat meat before is not that strong anymore, and I don't have any like side effects of letting go of that. Which when I would go back in my experience a couple of years ago, there was like no, never, like there is always some good things to meat that I would not like to let go. So food is maybe a really practical example. Other ones would be houses, like holidays, actually like jobs, or what is the thing that I would like to do in my life? How would I like to spend my time? So how can someone find out actually what is the true calling of a person?
You come to Moishe Halepuli, you get your 9 totem life spread, which is the 3rd step in a 6-day program, or a 6-step program. It takes about 10 days, and you will find your medicines, your connections to answer every question that you're throwing. There is no pat answer for that. As we've shared in other videos, enjoying one's life is the highest form of worship. Whatever brings you joy, whether it be eating a thick porterhouse steak, Pittsburgh style, with smothered and buttered sweet onions and mashed potatoes with the beef gravy, and huge salad with all the organic ingredients in it, and fucking quarter pint of Jack Daniels, and that's heaven to some people. Yeah. Others, it's veganism, having tofu burgers, which are delicious, by the way, or tofu chicken, which is also very good, as we found out this morning at breakfast. Yeah. Desires and things of a natural way of being are infinite with each individual. There are certain criteria that go along with that. Yeah, good health, healthy respect for your environment, which is conducive to how you feel about yourself. So if one's enjoying their life as the highest form of worship and truly doing that, they're not locked into any particular eating pattern, but more locked into a consciousness awareness that all living things are sentient in their own way. Humanity is not unique in being sentient. Yeah? So one's breatharians, for example, who I've met many. I know they're not all breatharians, but that's another story. But breatharians would say that plants are also living organisms. Well, yeah, so is the air. You're breathing in microbiotic nutrients into your body when you're being just a breatharian living off the air. There's nothing that isn't consumed in some way or another. So it depends how far you want to take the nonsense as to what we eat. Eating meat is fine for those that can eat meat. They have no conscious quiver about it, yeah? Or just not awake to anything else but that, yeah? Those that are awakened realize that they're in some sense related to us, that they're in some sense like us, yeah? So we don't put ourselves in those situations. We wouldn't want, my scenario with a lot of people is, we would not want aliens coming down. We'd be very horrified if aliens came down and started, congregating a bunch of humanity, cutting off their feet like Foster Farms does their chickens and Butterball does their turkeys, and just feed them incessantly so they get big and fat with hormones and everything else. So they get big and fat and to kill us. We'd be incensed with that. Yet we do that. Yeah, we have. It's just being aware of processes that are going on all around us. That obviously Butterball for the holidays isn't going to show you their farm, how they kill their turkeys for Thanksgiving markets. It's not going to do that. They just package it real nice and show the nice Norman Rockwell painting with the big giant turkey and the family get together in the 1950s, which doesn't happen anymore. But anyway, that's the selling point. That's the brainwashing, numbing, dumbing of it. When you're awake, you don't do that. And when hopefully you're not reading newspapers, you're not reading magazines, you're not buying into periodicals, yeah? You're not listening to the news. If you get your news, you pick and choose. Pick and choose news. Plug in what you want to know about, and it'll give you the truth from very different angles. How does America what's the respect level and understanding of America from Iran's point of reference? Go to Google Translate with one of their newspapers to answer that question, put it into English, and you get a broader view of what people think of America, as opposed to what Americans who are numbed and dumb think of America. It's a totally different scenario. Yeah? And it's like that for everything. So, doing a program work here at Moishe Halepule will answer all the questions that you just posed in relation to the individual process, not some universal one-size-fits-all. USD choice approved. There is no such thing in awakening. Awakening is a continuing process of waking up from that which you thought was reality, to understand that it's all unreal. Yeah, there's nothing real about an illusion other than the fact that it's very persuasive in its being an illusion. But it is a movie, and it can be changed, and it is malleable, and it can be edited, all these things can be done. But no one knows about this. It sounds like craziness to anyone who doesn't know who they are, or what they're here to do, or what the other side of that is what we're here to do, is enjoying one's life, is the highest form of worship. And then the other one is to start living our making, instead of worrying about making a living. Yeah? If you're very good, you love music, whether you're good at it or not is irrelevant. if you love it, does something to you that you resonate to in the music, puts you in an altered state of your conscious self, brings you closer to your own self, and ripples it out to touch other people, do that. Painting, poetry, farming. Yeah? Things that will benefit the next 7 generations as opposed to not doing that.
So can we describe this path of finding joy maybe with losing time in the making? Like, it happened to me sometimes that when I'm doing something that I really enjoy, that I just don't, I mean, I actually don't remember how long it happened, if it was 10 minutes or half an hour or
And
2 hours.
and it's irrelevant if whatever time
Yeah,
it was.
sure.
Because you're so wrapped in enjoying what you're doing in the process, the creative process, particularly that's true in a creative process. Where you get so caught up in the creative aspect of what you're doing, you lose time. And there's other places, other venues where you'll talk to individuals who are either claim to be or have justifiable proof that they're in connection with spiritual councils or celestial councils or anything like that, where they can be gone for several hours. Yeah, and as far as a recollective time, and that's how much time they've actually been there, a blinking of one's eye. So yeah, those types of things are added proof to the illusion of things. That time and space really is something that we've created to justify our existence. Like we need justification to be here. Yeah. My cat does not care what time of day it is, as long as it's got food and a clean cat box and can go in and out of the house. They're happy campers. Humanity should get to be so happy with such a simple, joyful, productive life. We're done. No, we're not. Still there. I just disappeared there for a moment. I didn't see me. Hello. You still sure you want to ask me any more questions? I mean, the audience right now is probably going,
No, we're just going to cut it out.
This
So
guy
we're
is,
done.
this guy is, Okay, no, we'll continue, because I don't care what they think. I mean, I care, but I don't care. Anything else that you'd like to add to your long list of scenarios as to how to? I had one. How long have you had the 12 pathways in your possession?
I think you gave them to me my first or second day.
Okay. So it's been about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
How long have you had your 12 pathways?
Same time.
Okay. Do you know the first one?
I release myself.
No. You have to say the words exactly in the order that they appear for it to have any viable conscious, unconscious, superconscious effect on the wiring. Because it's altering to memorize them. Particularly the first one. The first one is the catalyst for all the others. Can you do it word for word?
I'm freeing myself from security, sensation, and power addictions that make me try to forcefully control situations in my life and prevent me from, and thus prevent,
Destroy.
thus destroy my ability,
Serenity.
my serenity. This is where I love the
And
wording.
keep me.
Keep me
Away from loving myself and others.
That's right.
keep me from loving myself and others.
that is how you get rid of the problems. And it's really empowering to do it in front of the mirror. I am freeing myself from security, sensation, and power addictions that make me try to forcefully control situations in my life and thus destroy my serenity and keep me from loving myself and others. We master that scenario, the rest is easy. The reverse is just as true, because that's the answer.
What do you mean by the reverse?
Not the reverse, it's opposite. I have freed myself from security, sensation, and power addictions that no longer have a hold on me to forcefully attempt to control anything in my life, for I'm free from that. And thus, being free from that, I have found my serenity, breathe my serenity, live my serenity, and I truly love myself and others. It all comes down to loving oneself. Loving oneself. Find your serenity. Love yourself. Create the world you want to live in. Create your relationship with yourself, and then co-create what it is you have with your relationship with yourself outside of you, which becomes your life, or your environment, as it were. The South card in every Moonlight spread is about relationship and environment. And the Moonlight spread is the taproot to our consciousness and unconsciousness to make them work collectively together. It's got nothing to do with the relationship with someone outside of you, and has nothing to do with the environment that's outside of you. It's all about your taproot, the relationship within yourself, for yourself, unto yourself, by yourself, so that what you feel and understand and know with certainty is what then your environment becomes that you walk through, because you're co-creating it with each breath and each step. Whatever it is.
Yeah, I haven't taken that perspective just from the writing of this. I mean, to say it in the negative way or like in the opposite way makes complete sense. So maybe that's something I'm gonna pick up for.
You need to know it in its truest sense, that you truly know, not believe, know for a certainty that you have indeed freed yourself from security, sensation, and power addictions. You can't just say I have and then do the reverse. There's a popular term out there in the 80s and 90s, fake it till you make it. That worked for a lot of people. There's no such thing.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, it was really popular in the late 70s, early 80s, going into the 90s. Fake it till you make it, bro. Just fake it till you make it. Right. Kiss my angel and ride my dragon, please. Can't fake anything to make it. You gotta make it to make it.
Yeah, it smells like a break.
I was intensifying the taste of coffee in the yeah, but I thought it was like maybe from your room because you were making coffee, right, before you came here.
No, I'm making tea. I cleaned out my coffee thing.
No, it was just the coffee pot. I left it on. I didn't turn it off when I got the coffee.
I think there's also somebody roasting coffee.
Could be that too.
Because that's very strong.
So I hope that answered the question, or at least gave the audience and yourself something to mull over, as it were.
Yeah, I think I still have a fixed idea of how to find out what drives me, you know, and that's what I need to let go still. So.
Put your palms down in mine. It comes out of your own mouth, the wisdom that you know already. You just said it. You have a fixed idea, and there's no such thing. That's a stuck idea, is a fixed idea. Use whatever adjective you want to use to it. It's not freeing. It's not freeing you, Andre. You've got to unlearn what you've learned, the processes, everything. It doesn't work in this modality. There's nothing to figure out. There's only the acceptance of what you are, who you are, and living it and breathing it. And you're going to know and change constantly in that environment. You can't figure it out all at one time because it's an ongoing process. There's nothing to figure out.
Yeah, I feel quite often that I'm kind of locked in my emotions, or you know, like I'm in a forest and I see that there are emotions, but they're all like static around me, and I just don't know how to access them. Like, I mean, like, you know,
Don't access them. That's the sensation. You're a forest. I see it. I see every individual tree in the forest. So I see the forest for the trees. Just not interested. Those are the sensations.
yeah, maybe maybe I didn't completely understand then actually what that first guideline says to me.
It's actually the second. First one's security.
No, I mean the complete. I mean those three terms.
Yeah.
So maybe I just read the words and I thought, yeah, okay, I understand what's to do here.
Mm-hmm.
And so actually I don't.
No, you don't.
I mean, I have an idea what those words mean to me, but
Yeah.
it seems like they are way deeper than I imagined in my.
You know a good way to understand that? You have your 9 aspects of yourself. Ask each one, starting with the first, ask each one the same question. What do I need to do personally to grasp this statement? And then state it. And you have to read, if you haven't memorized it, word for word in the order of the words, and state it. for here for an answer. Literally put your fingers here when you're waiting for the answer. Literally. Put your fingers here and do this. And then do this under your sternum. And feel this pressure here and this pressure here. And don't think about anything and wait for an answer. Only for a moment, just to ground you, and then take it and make the connection. Mind,
So the sternum, what you were saying, that is.
the heart. It goes right under the heart.
So
That area right there. You put your fingers up under there. I can get really up under there. Almost 2 digits. I've had some people do that. They've thrown up. Yeah. It works. I shared that with you the last time you were here. How often have you used it in the last 9 months?
not enough.
Obviously, yeah. Thank you for being honest. But you see all the tools that you've got? Both of you. You've been given a lot of tools, a lot of toys to play with in your toy box. To enjoy your life. And to make your life a lot less complicated. And you're just not utilizing them. How many times since you've been here? Just asking you, not Joey. I'll ask Joey. How many times since you've been back here have you looked in the mirror as you got up in the morning, first thing, and before you went to bed at night and said, gee, you are you. I am that I am. How many times?
It was at least the last 2 weeks.
You've done it every day.
Yeah, but just in the evening, not in the morning.
Okay, morning and evening. It's a tool. It doesn't take but 15 frickin' seconds to look in the mirror, look at yourself. Gee, you are you. I am that I am. Doesn't even take 10 seconds, for Christ's sake. And it's a powerful tool. You're dispelling all the effing mythology that you've been filled with, we've all been filled with. And you're diminishing it, like the deer did the demon. Yeah? You've got to utilize this stuff. It's not going to happen through osmosis. We're not flowers, we're animals. Within the tape, Joey, do you mind if I ask you that question?
I haven't actually been doing it because yeah. I mean, I've heard you talk about it with Andreas, but it was never something that was directed at me as in something I should do. And for some reason, it didn't.
Because I did direct it to you. Did the 9 totem, I do that for everybody.
Okay, I didn't realize it was like a daily
Morning
this was
and
not
morning.
clearly communicated.
Evening and morning.
I thought that was just something I needed to
No,
do.
every day.
Okay.
It's an affirmation unto yourself.
Yeah.
Gee, you are you. I am that I am.
For me, it's it comes up and down when I did that in the evening before I went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually literally not used to speak to myself because I remember